Get ready for another bill, Americans. That's right. California, well, Gavin Newsom's panel, it's recommending $800 billion in reparations for, well, residents of California for slavery. Now, California's not going to come up with all that money, meaning the rest of the country is. And once that gets out there, then hell, why not expand this nationwide? And you know what? The funny thing is, it's not enough. It's not enough. Activists are none too happy about this number. They don't like it because it's only going to be, only 1.2 million total cost per person. Descendants of slaves are getting, this is how it goes, recommends payments of $2,352 for each year a slavery descendant lived in California during the war on drugs from 1971 to 2020. And that war, I guess that ended because they stopped enforcing drug crimes during the pandemic. Slavery descendants would get $3,366 for each year they lived in the state between 1933 and 1977, when they were saying housing discrimination allegedly occurred. $13,619 for each year they were in California to compensate for health disparities, whatever the hell that means. Total cost could be as much as 1.2 million per person, 800 billion overall. And it's not enough. The activists want 200 million for each and every African American in California. This is what they're asking for. That's what activists are asking for. Now, here's a story out of Colorado. It's on the reparations front. Got a Denver city councilman who's a Democrat socialist, go figure, wants to have a race-based tax levied by business improvement districts where you would go after white-owned businesses. And she says capitalism was built on stolen land, stolen labor, and stolen resources. You could be collecting extra taxes from white-led businesses all over the city and redistributing them to black and brown-owned businesses. Okay. My question, real simple here. Why should someone get paid for something that didn't happen to them by someone who didn't do it? I run this question by you again. Why should someone get paid for something that didn't happen to them by someone who didn't do it? I mean, how do you go about accounting for this? How? My family came here decades after slavery was abolished in this country. In fact, the majority of males that were killed, the amount of people that were killed in the Civil War was greater than all of our conflicts combined. And you take a look at the mass influx of people, during the Gilded Age, mass immigration from Europe. These are peasants that moved here during that period of time. Again, you take a look at some of the information that's being thrown about and the desire to divide people and pit people against one another. It's awful. It really is. Actually, on Saturday, I caught this. Elon Musk questioned why the media, because it's a narrative out there, why the media lies on a constant basis when it comes to interracial violence here in the United States. They misrepresent what the actual numbers are. And again, what I'm going to say here on the program, most certainly not politically correct. It's most certainly going to want people to retreat to their safe space. But these are the numbers. Interracial violent crime incidents. Lists the latest statistics that are available. Black on white, 547,948. Black on Hispanic, 112,365. White on black, 59,778. White on Hispanic, 207,104. Hispanic on white, 365,000. Hispanic on black, 44,000. Those are the numbers. Overwhelming. The black on white crime is greater than anything else. But again, we're not going to report on reality. We don't like dealing in the real world. We don't like dealing in reality. People like to live in their alternative universes out there for whatever reason it may be. Might make them feel more comfortable. It's been my point is that there's so many. We have a nation of so many losers out there that are looking for some sort of meaning in their lives that they'll grab on to anything. And again, I think that has a lot to do with the fall off in religion here in this country. That's just my opinion. My opinion on the entire thing. People are lost. They're adrift, and they'll jump on or cling on to anything to make them feel like they're a part of something, even as ridiculous as it may be. And I talk about reality all the time, and I just mentioned safe space as well. A great episode of South Park not too long ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, I can't remember. And the thing was safe space, and was making fun of safe space. And there was a character in that episode named Reality. And the funny thing is they had Reality looked exactly like, what was his name? The bad guy with the mustache with the bombs from Dudley Do-Right. I'll think of it in a second. But yeah, Reality was telling people the truth, but people didn't want the truth. And part of the episode is that they were ruining some kid in South Park because they were making this kid go onto social media and erase any negative statements or anything about anyone and putting nothing but positive spin on stuff. And at the end, and again, I laugh at this all the time. Again, years ago, I get invited to various different charity events, and I used to go to them. It was for like a couple years. I would go to them. This is when I lived down in Sarasota, Florida. And I started saying, wait a second. I said, some fancy bloody parties that they're throwing here. How much money is actually going to charity? How much money is actually going to charity? You ever notice they barely ever tell you? We tell you one that does is Dick Vitale's charity for pediatric cancer. He let you know how much money was raised. He had his event this past week. It was over $12 million, a record that was raised. He let you know. All these little charities out there. Oh, the one for the animals and paws on the flag. It's all it's bullshit. Okay, a lot of rich people go into these things and have fancy dinners and lobster. How much money's actually going? What in this episode of South Park was brilliant. Reality makes an appearance earlier on, but then shows up at this charity event, and he takes over the microphone. And I'm going to read to you what he said. He said, "What a lovely charity event. I suppose you're all feeling pretty good about yourselves. What have you done? You've raised $300 by spending $500,000 on filet mignon and crystal glasses. Look at you." And he was making fun of Vin Diesel. Vin dipshit. You say fat shaming is wrong. So in response, you show off your abs. You're the one fat shaming, idiot. What's the matter with you people? You're sad that people are mean? Well, I'm sorry. The world isn't one big liberal arts college campus. We eat too much. We take our spoiled lives for granted. Feel a little bad about it sometimes. No, you want to put all of your shit up on the internet and have every single person say hooray for you. Blank you. You're all pricks. And I've got news for you. While you've been sitting here trying to feel good, this is the little boy who basically was making all of their Instagram and Facebook accounts look good as he was dying from being overworked. But anyway, again, I've said this for years here on the program. I'm not Mary Poppins. There's no spoonful of sugar to make the medicine go down. I'm here to tell you the truth. And trust me, I get nasty messages, email, whatever it may be. And again, all the stuff that I get, they don't refute. They don't refute anything that I say in regards to countering me with logic and reason in the Socratic method via facts. No, they just don't like what I have to say. Listen, if you don't like what I have to say, that's fine. That's fine. And you want to debate me on it, again, logic, reason, facts. But again, this is the reality. This reparations stuff is nonsense. Is nonsense. And you try to pull this crap off. Do you have any? You're going to have a tax revolt here in this country. You want to really tear the country apart? Wait. You're gonna ask. Let me tell you, in California as well, you had Japanese Americans interned in concentration camps in World War II. You're gonna have them pay reparations? What about the Chinese that worked on the railroads that came over? What about all of during World War I, all of the immigrants from Europe coming over as soon as they got here, but we'll ship them over to fight in nonsensical World War I. You don't think that almost every single race, color, religion out there has some sort of historical beef with somebody else? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, WatchDog on WallStreet.com, WatchDog on WallStreet.com. Have a great day.